A dream come true story. Once upon a time, in the fields of Alabama, on a little farm, there resided a cheerful 16-year-old girl named Jasmine. She shared a home with her Uncle Dave, Aunt Josephine, and parents Lily and Luke, all of whom were members of the Bells family. They were underprivileged and relied on selling animals and milking cows to make a living. They did, however, treat the unfortunate animals with kindness. Jasmine was also quite supportive. She enjoyed horseback riding and tending ponies. Madeline was one of her favorites. She was a gorgeous white mare with shining hair. Madeline was the fastest mare at the racetrack. She'd always hoped to win the championship while galloping on Madeline. They were poor but had a happy environment. They lived on rented land. Doug Smith, the landowner, dropped by one day and demanded payment of the monthly rent. They were all homeless on the streets many years ago. Jasmine was only a newborn at the time. Doug decided to help the family out by lending them property on which they might launch a company. He stated that he wanted his money returned after a year. The Bells family were honest folks. The family worked hard to return the money back to Doug within a year. Doug, on the other hand, began to show his true character not long after. They repaid his money after a year, but Doug continued to take advantage of the fact that the Bells family was sweet and naive, and he would ask for money every month. Doug asked for money for the month one day. They almost didn't have any, because the firm had suffered losses, and all they could offer him was a horse from the stables. This idea did not sit well with Jasmine. She started a conversation with Doug, but it was not a pleasant one. "Why do you keep coming here to ask for money when we've already given you so much?" Jasmine screamed angrily at the top of her lungs. "Well, you don't have to get involved, girl. Adults will settle. I am not a small child. We're not going to offer you any money right now. Get out," she screamed angrily. Doug didn't have much of a choice but to depart. Jasmine thought about what she should do about Doug Smith for a long period of time. Then she read an advertisement in the papers for a horse race in the countryside with a $10,000 prize for the winner. She had decided that she and Madeline would run the race together. She told everyone about her plan, and they all liked it. She headed to the location where the tournament was being held in the town. Madeline's name should be added to the list of competitors, she told the person in charge. He informed her that the race would be held in 11 days. She returned home, and as she was putting Madeline in her place, she noticed a girl in the meadows near the stables with lovely brown hair. She stepped outside and approached the girl. The girl was taken aback when she saw Jasmine standing near her. "What is your name?" Jasmine inquired. "My name is Grace." Jasmine asked, "What are you doing here?" "I have always loved horses, and was interested in the animals kept here," Grace replied. Grace and Jasmine talked for quite a long time that day and soon became friends. After that day, Grace would often visit the farm and play with animals and Jasmine. They really enjoyed each other's company. Jasmine was introducing Grace to all of the horses one day. "And this is Madeline," she added, pointing to a horse in front of her, who appeared to be losing her color. "She appears pale and ill," she murmured with a troubled expression on her face. From then on, the Bells family was greatly concerned. Madeline refused to eat and was severely unwell. Jasmine remained deafeningly silent. She'd spend less time with Grace than usual. She contacted Grace one day and told her what she had been thinking about her and Madeline competing in the horse race to fulfill her goal. Her sole wish now, she explained, was for Madeline to improve. Madeline began to gain health and was no longer pale within a few weeks. She had regained her strength and was in good spirits. Everyone was pleased, and Jasmine had regained her vigor. She now often spent time with Grace. Grace even proposed that she compete in the race yet again. Grace reassured Jasmine, who was unsure. The tournament was the day after, and they prepared for it. So Madeline, the Bells family, and Grace went to the tournament. As they reached the arena, they were presented with a lot more families there than they expected. Jasmine took the lead in the race. They were far behind at first, but they quickly caught up and took first place. And in the last few seconds, Madeline and Jasmine were the first to reach the finish line. They made an amazing pair. Jasmine achieved her dream. Jasmine, by the end of the competition, decided that from then on, they would never let Doug come near them anymore. With the prize money she had won, her family lived a comfortable life, with no more money worries ever again.